Damon, we're here for the World Cup in Germany. You said last night that it felt like you were playing on stage with your good friend Kyle Anderson. What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking, I guess, or a bit of added pressure to do well because I am playing under these circumstances. But no, I really feel that we are going to be playing with a three-man team, and more or less I need to take that sort of pressure off myself and just let it happen, I think.
How big a part was Kyle in your life? Because you grew up together, you were at the same school, same class, weren't you?
Yeah. I even got him kicked out of class once. It's a bit of a story, but no, we knew each other before we knew each other, so to say. We were in, I think it was like year one or something, preschool, and we knew each other for a brief moment then, and then I changed school. But in the dart sense, what he's done for me is massive. He's made me feel comfortable in the darts. Like when I come into the professionalism of it, it's like he set it up for me. You know what I mean? I feel like I've just fell straight into it. So yeah, I've got a lot to thank for him.
I'm not letting that story get away. How did you get Kyle thrown out of class?
Because of his laugh. You know, his laugh. It's so it's infectious. So we'd be in class and something silly happened, and he started laughing, and he got told off for it. And then next minute, all I had to do was just look at him dead in the eye, and he could not stop laughing, and he was at the top of his lungs. Next minute, the teacher's like, "That's it, you're out of here. You're going to the dummy class." And they never let me live it down, to be fair. But oh man.
Have you been surprised at all by the reaction to his sad death? I mean, everybody has been just this outpouring of support and love for a man who, he was very young.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It is full on, like the amount of people. Yeah, but you sort of can expect that, and you know why. I think everyone knows why. Really good person. And they know what he's sacrificed, and now because he is gone at such a young age with a young family, it's so heartbreaking. I think it's heartbreaking for a lot of people to know, and that's why they just want to keep giving, and it's going. I'm telling you, it's going a long way. It's going a real long way.
Well, it's fantastic news, and I think everybody will feel comforted that his family are going to have that boost.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he sort of made things easier for you. Do you think you'd be here now playing PDC darts and winning titles if it wasn't for what Kyle did?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I always liked darts, that's for sure. I always loved the World Series when it come over. I always wanted to be there and be in that. Obviously, being in it enough times as well and wanting to. And obviously I got a lot of information from Kyle, so like I said, it's still a big gamble for myself to be here in the darts, and we're sacrificing a bit now because it's hard times where we can't get home and see family, so luckily I got my wife here, and it makes things, I think, for him not to have his wife and kids, like I couldn't imagine how he went through, you know what I mean? And for us not to get home now for the next, I don't even know when I can get home, so it will be at least 2 years, I'd say, before that we've been here without getting home and seeing family. Our parents are getting older, nieces and nephews are growing up, and we're missing all that. So it's very hard, but just got to keep on.
You've had a huge amount of success since making those sacrifices to come to the other side of the globe and chase your dream of being a darts player. But it's got to have been hard at some times, I would imagine. Particularly if you go away for 3-4 days and you come back and it's like, I barely won a game.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's like you almost evaluate every time a tournament happens. You know what I mean? It's such highs and lows. Yeah, it really is. And I've got a steady increase. And it's only the first 2 years. I haven't had to defend money yet. So I'm still yet to face many hurdles. That's for sure. But I think if we just we just keep on and see how it rolls out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I can just go home and giving it my full. I can say that I've given it my full crack at darts. I could always go home and I know that I could go straight back to work and that. But yeah, I still want to live this dream, and I still want to smash out as much as I can and pay my mortgage off back home and and I still want to travel. Hopefully times open up that we can travel, you know what I mean? I get to see the world while playing darts. Like, can't get too much better.
Kyle always had a similar kind of plan. It was come over here, do as much as I can, be as big as I can in this sport, and then I can go back with the family back to Australia. That's kind of your plan. You haven't got a time scale on it though, have you? It's
not
just,
a direct, yeah. But yeah, exactly. That's because living, you know what I mean, we got life in Australia. We haven't got a life in England. So unless you want to make it where we don't want to make it as we want to be here for 20, 30 years or retire here, like, you know, like Simon. Simon, he's in a different category there. I think he's set to live here, to stay here, and that's it. Where I've come over, I've still got a lot of, like, if I wanted to, I probably could have 20 years in darts, but I don't think it's what I really want is the whole full 20 years. I think it's, I want to, have my life, have my career as a dart career, said I did it all, have no regrets, and go back and live a happy life in Australia with all my friends and family.
Well, as hard as some parts of that are, I mean, some of the highs you've hit already in this very short PDC career, they must really be the ones that fire you on and think, this is working. The titles you've won, the performances you put on in big stages like at the Grand Slam of darts, for example. Yeah,
I think it's probably it's the losses as well. It keeps me hungry. I'm sick of losing to these Welsh in a final. I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? I think the last 3 Pro Tours I've lost to 𝙩𝙧𝙧𝙚 twice and then Johnny. I'm like, oh, come on. So it's just it's really fueling that fire, I think. I just need to just get over that line. I have my days, but it's still a big learning curve for me. I'm still learning. So it took 𝙩𝙧𝙧𝙚, he's been in the game for whatever, and it's 7 years, won the world. So why couldn't I follow that path? You know what I mean? In 7 years, someone said to me, 7 years, you're going to win the world. You know what I mean? I'll grab that with 2 hands, no doubt. So, and it's a possibility, that's for sure.
Just the fact that last final that you played against Gary Price, where genuinely you put in one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen on a dartboard to just nick it from you. The fact that you're doing that and mixing it with the world #1 kind of shows where you are in this sport right now, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I've put in the time. I've dedicated. You know, me and Dimmy have moved in together and practice regimes, and Jose comes to stay, and you know, I'm practicing with him all the time. So, and I want to, because I want to be better. I want to be. You know, they're both in the Premier League, and what better practice partners to have. So I'm really giving myself the full 100% possibility to rise to them levels, to be Premier League, to be all that stuff, and so see how it all goes. There's kind of like parallels between your career and Carl's career. You know, one on the World Series, one on the Pro Tour. Carl came so close to making a major final. Who knows what might have happened if he'd done that? Could have been Premier League and all sorts opened up. The circumstances, his health and a pandemic conspired to. I mean, he didn't really get another shot. But do you feel you're kind of continuing his work? Do you feel that it's all set up with a little bit of luck? You'll take that step that he was unable to do. Yeah. It seems it's like a movie, isn't it? You know what I mean? You got the coach that's had his time and didn't really get there, and he coaches a team, and that team goes on to do it. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's sort of like a movie thing like that. He had his, I think, that European where he played MVG. I think everyone remembers that game where he probably should have won that one and went on. But for sure. If it really feels that I'm just taking over that sort of role, and hopefully I can just keep going that one better. Well, I know for a fact, because he told me, but he was incredibly proud of your achievements in a very short space of time. I would imagine that continuing to sort of honour him like that with more success is an immense sort of inspirational driver for you now. Yeah, because like you said, he's paved that way, and I've always been second to Kyle in leading up
to all darts. You know what I mean? He's always the one that had that opportunity, but he went with it, and because he you know, he played such at a young age, and was really good then, and people were like, oh, I'm getting beat by a 10-year-old, and I'm, you know what I mean, 30. I've been practicing for so long, but nah, he yeah, it just feels, yeah, I've got to go on with it now. I have to.